Level Up Latina partners with working women and mamas alike to guide them in achieving fulfilling career and life goals through financial empowerment, professional or leadership coaching, and personal wellness. Find the unique coaching you need to succeed.
You're listening to Vero, Ceci, and Irene, and we are Level Up Latina.
This is episode 224, and I'm going to watch the recording button like a hawk because last week's episode, we recorded 30 minutes of meaty, juicy, good stuff and then realized that we were not actually recording. So this week, we're going to watch it like a hawk. I do hope there are no technical difficulties. Las quiero mucho. Let's check in. This is a random show, so that's why it started as random as ever. We're going to talk about anything and everything, and we hope that our newbies listen to this one so you can get to know us even better. Pero ¿cómo están, Vero and Ceci?
Muy bien. Estoy comiendo dry mango from Costco. I like this. This is my snack. Of course, we were going to start talking about food. Earlier, when we were recording last week's episode, you guys mentioned something about a pasta. I forgot what, but it reminded me of the pasta that we had at that place the other day. It was good, like picosita, like surprisingly good. Huh?
That pasta was excellent. I told Diego about it. I don't usually order pasta, trying to keep it together, but I told Diego we're gonna go back and have that pinche pasta.
Está muy rico.
The chicken finger. Did you guys have the chicken tenders? I was actually amazed at how yummy they were.
Honestly, that place surprised me a little.
Yeah.
It's on the pier. People come here. Things turn over like crazy. It's probably not even that good. La comida está buena. The drinks are good.
Yeah.
Hasta la michelada. So we can plug it. People are like, these bitches just talking, but don't tell us where they went. What's it called, Vero?
Brew Halls.
Is it Jorge Lopez?
George Lopez and somebody else. It's like a combo.
It's a combo restaurant. Hermosa Beach Pier. We had a bunch of Guilt Free Squad women just feasting. The one thing I love about the Guilt Free Squad when we go to dinner, ya noté que we just order a bunch of stuff and share. That's the Guilt Free Squad. It's never like, what are you having? What are you having? What are we having? Is the vibe of the Guilt Free Squad. And if we weren't talking about food, this would not be a random show. Of course, we started with food. Of course.
Exactly.
But,
exactly.
It was excellent.
I just had a delicious banana too, so I'm ready.
Good for you.
Con la Eva, of our Guilt Free Squad and your client, estábamos, like we were like, what do we like? Maybe it was like, because we're both from the Bay Area, no sé, like, oh my God, that looks good. Okay, let's get that. So como que we were like,
I love her.
Teaming up.
Tag teaming
up too.
Order
everything.
I love her. In fact, let's start there. It's the random show. Like, for people who don't know what the Guilt Free Squad is, it's a wonderful online community, online coaching. We bring our women together to meet once a month. We have a session at 9 a.m. tomorrow covering difficult conversations. And next month, we're doing estate planning. Everyone should be in the Guilt Free Squad so they can learn more about estate planning next month. But it's our group coaching community. You either can be a part of it as part of one-on-one coaching because you signed up for it, or you can just join the Guilt Free Squad. You don't have to have a one-on-one coach, and you just have community and this amazing group of women that come together, and we have a What's Up private channel. I know we talk about it a lot, but we love our freaking Guilt Free Squad. But when we have events lately, if they're there, last year it happened too, like women just want to chill after. And the Guilt Free Squad, we had a lot of clients that came. I had like 6 clients there. You all had clients. There was a ton of clients. So a lot of them end up being in the Guilt Free Squad. We went to dinner, second year in a row that we're at the pier having dinner. But what was your favorite memory from that whole vibe? Like just being in community with the Guilt Free Squad women. Was there a moment, a conversation? I want to share my little inside joke, but y'all can think about yours. But I want to talk specifically about a Guilt Free Squad memory because I think that's special. And fun fact, we were talking about a Guilt Free Squad member like 2 episodes ago. And she was like, I know you guys are talking about me. I busted a tear. She came to the event. She lives in the Bay. I'm just saying that for y'all to know who I'm talking about. I think you know who I'm talking about. But it was very sweet. She brought us a little gift from the Bay. Love you. We're not going to make you cry on this one. I'm going to pick on somebody else. But I had a really good moment with one of Ceci's clients who's like the OG. She's like the originator of the Guilt Free Squad. It was kind of like her brain baby.
La madrina.
La Madrina. We're going to call her La Madrina for this episode. La Madrina, you know who you are. You're going to listen to us while you're on your walk in the beach. La Madrina was like, girl, you went and got that degree of yours all quietly. You got that MBA super quiet. Like you're just acting all normal. You're in the chat, like giving people advice in people's life. You seem to have it together. If I were you, if people were asking me for advice, I'd be like, fuck you, bitch, figure it out. I just thought that was so funny. And I'm crying, laughing. And the funniest part is because then she tells Eva, because we already mentioned Eva by name. And she goes like, yeah, we're like Eva, like, fuck you, figure it out. Eva was like, why?
She's like, yo, ¿por qué?
Yeah, that was really funny because then she didn't get the inside joke and she probably thought we were cursing her out. Eva, if you hear this, it wasn't you. But I just love that a la madrina was like, you know, Some people do things and look stressed, and some people you don't even know they're doing them. But I love it. The new hashtag is fuck you, figure it out, because some of us have so much going on. We ain't got time to show up for other people. But you know what's funny about the Madrina? She'll show up for you. She drove everybody across freaking SoCal. She was everybody's ride. She was everybody's Yelp review. She's a sweetheart. She shows up for us constantly. This event can't happen without her because of the endless ways in which she's made this event possible and helped us. So, La Madrina, when you hear this, I know you're in Hawaii right now, pero te queremos. You deserve an award and a prize. We are going to have a special event where we get you and you get that award and that prize because you're super special and a huge, important part of the Guilt-Free Squad. And that's just one of like 40 women.
So one of my favorite memories from that, well, not just the event, but the aftermath of the dinner was also related to La Madrina. Was I asked her permission to share some photos, and these are photos that were taken a year ago, and I was so happy and excited that she said yes. So I was showing those pictures off, like checking it, and it motivated. Like everyone was giving her like props and que bueno, wow, these pictures are amazing. Where she was a little shy at first, and but it was like about her embracing her herself, her body. There were amazing photos, and I think it pumped everyone up. Everyone else was like, oh my God, I want to take pictures like that too. So I love that. Not self-love is about doing things like that, doing things that like I want to feel and look good like that. So I want to do that también. So that was like one of my favorite moments from that dinner.
She looked gorgeous in these photos. I mean, gorgeous, stunning photos in nature. Was she in Hawaii, Ceci, for those
She
photos?
was.
I mean, these
She was.
trees, her bod, the vibe, the lighting, her look. Like, we all need to take empowering, half-naked, glammed up, in Mother Nature photos at some point in her life. And I know Ceci's done it too, where she was just out there looking hot to trot, and she's got her photos that we share. But we definitely gas each other up. And it's cool that La Madrina bought her photos the next day. What about you, Vera? What's your favorite Guilt-Free Squad memory from brunch weekend?
There are a few, but I did love how we were just like, all right, let's all go together and eat. And everyone's so willing to just, not willing, but they wanted to stay together and like keep talking and sharing. But my favorite was as we're driving by, I was like, wait, I know those people. And the girls had pulled over. La Madrina, the girls had pulled over on this little area where we're driving from like, I guess it's Harbor Gateway, coming out of Wilmington, going towards the beaches. So we're driving, and there's like these stands, the agua, tacos, and everything. And they just like pulled over, like, we'll see you guys. We had to make a stop. I'm like, make a stop. That was not just any stop. They made stop for birria tacos, and they like stuffed their faces with delicious food and yumminess juntas. And then they were like, okay, let's proceed, to the next stop. And it was so cool to see that it wasn't just like, oh, here's some random people. It was more like, this is our community. These are the mujeres that we've been sharing and bonding with and helping, like pumping each other up, porque sí podemos lograr lo que queremos lograr, like reach our goals together, not like, in collaboration, like in community. And I think that was the beautiful part of it. That I thought it was cool. It really made me like, damn, this is some shit we definitely are building here. Like this is amazing. And I think that was really one of the little highlights of that weekend. One of many, but that for me was like, that's so cool. The girls just like pulled over as like homegirls. They're just homegirls, and they're stopping by. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking get some tacos and then keep going. That was cute. And that was part of La Madrina was part of that too. But also seeing so many women come from all over the place. Texas, New York, the Bay Area, Reno, it was just, from in California, everywhere. Like I was just like amazed at how coast to coast we came together and had such an awesome event. That was also amazing to me.
It was really special that a lot of people flew in or drove in, took the train in. We had someone that flew in from New York, came and left that day. A lot of women like came that morning, left the next morning. They were changing flights around. Like that was really beautiful to see. Women that met for the first time stayed together, which was really cool. So, we're just bragging on the Guilt-Free Squad because it's just a really beautiful collective of women that are adults making friendships and creating their own. I called it a sorority when I was talking to a couple of people, but it's not a sorority, obvious. But a sorority, when you think of it, you think of like a sisterhood. You think of a group of women that are together, often in college, right? But that's what it feels like. It's whatever you freaking want it to be. Is it your comadres? Is it your church group? Is it your sorority? Is it your amigas? Is it whatever you want it to be? Like, this group can be that if you need that. So it was fun to feel like I saw the girls. Like, the gang got together. The gang's always together online because we chat online, but the gang got together and they were in person. And not all of them got to stay for dinner. So it was sweet to see that folks came up for the brunch and supported that. And then we're going to have a little Christmas dinner coming up. And everyone was talking about our next event. We have people asking about an event in the Bay. So tell us, listeners, if you want that. We're thinking of a, New Year type event. Ceci has something to share about that since she's our expert in the Bay. What were you thinking, Ceci?
I was thinking, and we shared this, that we want to have like a vision board night at the beginning of the year so that we can, get together, an excuse to get together, but also to work on things that we envision for our future. So I'm hoping I can, I already scoped out a place that I'm hoping we can have it at. And I sent an email this morning. We'll see what happens. And then I'll fill you ladies in on that later. But yeah, hopefully, I know people keep on asking. I know we haven't been in the Bay since our lunch party physically, pues, we haven't been in the Bay since our lunch party in 2019. Pero, luego tuvimos la pandemia and all that. So we're hoping to get out here in persona soon.
Yes, it seems like that's important. And then I have people that have asked me if we're going to go across the country, if we're going to go to the center part of the country. And I think the answer is yes. We just kind of get our bearings here in California and get into the swing of things. But there's nothing keeping us from really fun virtual events. So tell us what you need. I went to a really fun event yesterday put on by United Latinas, and they had Lourdes Huerta as a keynote. Like, it was very empowering, very exciting. And there's people from all over the freaking country there. And I'm sure some islands in the Caribbean. So tell us what you need and we will meet you where you are. And it might be on Zoom, love. But anyway, speaking of empowering women and speaking of the GFS, what's another wonderful thing that y'all have done around women lately, around your tribe, around your girls? I see online, Vet'll be living her best life sometimes with her girls. So I see her on boats. I see her in boots. I see her just living with her pink hair. Ceci igual. So tell us what you've been doing with your homegirls lately, or the homegirls.
I am in a different, seasons. We're talking about seasons. And like, for me, before it used to be all about my girlfriends. ¿Qué necesitan? ¿Qué hacemos? Todo esto, like pump them up. But it's been very much like making myself available for those moments because they come a lot more they're more few and far between, right? Of celebrating and really like honoring each other as women. So I was in a boat. Yes, I was in a catamaran. And I'm like, I don't know how to swim. So I hope there's no crazy waves tonight. And it happened to be raining on the way to the boat. But we ended up having a great time. We were celebrating our dear friend. She's an hermana from UCLA, and our dear friend Christy's, really like bachelorette party, right? And it's a celebration after her going through so much loss and some very like difficult times in her life. And we came together very last minute to just celebrate her and, the beauty of, the next steps and the next part of her journey with who, will be her husband. But they've been life partners and they've been like going through some really hard stuff. But it was beautiful coming out there and just really saying like, hey, you've got this. This is the beginning of a beautiful union, despite of everything you guys have gone through. And that actually is going to make you guys even stronger. So being out there and like making new friendships that I didn't know all of her friends, but it was nice meeting other women that are really out there doing great things and want to see, change in like the way Latinas really come together. And I think that's a common theme amongst women, that it's like, we need more of these spaces to be ourselves and to really support each other. So I've been doing that. I'm also like trying to get, I think I had shared this before. I'm doing like a monthly, like brunch or dinner now with like my homegirls from high school and some of the friends that we met throughout the years after high school together within the same group, and just to catch up también, like what's going on, how's life? We're all going through like taking care of our parents or having like, issues, and we're getting older, our parents are getting older, and going through that kind of conversation to say like, hey, it's okay to not have it all together, and when things happen, like that you have support. So I've been trying to figure out a new date for our brunch before the end of the month, and just like really hanging out and making time for these people that really make an impact for us, that really give great words of wisdom to us when we need it, that show support when we need it. And even though we don't see these people all the time, these women, it's like so important to have them in your corner for the days that you're like, ay, no sé qué hacer. You know, I just need to let it out. And it's like, you know, I take you two for granted también. Like, Ceci and I were talking about how it had been over a year that we had last seen each other. You know, I mean, Irene, tú y yo vivimos bien cerquita y no nos habíamos visto tan bien. And it's like, you know, we take this virtual thing so much for granted that I'm like, ay, las quiero abrazar, las quiero apretar, you know, like, I don't know cuántos abrazos le di a Irene at the brunch, and, you know, y a ti, Ceci, también cuántas agarradas te di. It was just like, you know, I'm very physical when it comes to, like, my friends, and sometimes I was calling myself the Joe Biden of the homegirls, right? Because I just, like, yo agarro, yo tiento, you know, I'm the Joe Biden, I'm gonna squeeze them shoulders, I'm gonna get close as much as I can, you know.
Joe Biden agarra a la gente así?
Yeah. Just look at Joe Biden, touchy.
That's like the gripe against him, you know, because he's a different generation, you know. Really, ya está bien viejo.
Yeah.
No, it's different. I'm not going to grab you by the, you know what. I'm not Trump, right? But I'm like, I'm the handsy one. Joe Biden's a handsy one. He puts his little arm around you. He touches your shoulders, give you that unwanted massage, you know, like, oh. So anyway, I love being around my friends. I love being around my comadres, my homegirls. And it's just really, it kind of reminds you of, like, you know, sometimes you're stuck in this, like, idea of what's going on, or this, like, some shitty idea that you might have of yourself at the moment. And it really reminds you of, like, who the fuck you are, you know, like, remind yourself of who the fuck you are. And you're like, you're fucking right. I am a badass. I am good at this. And I am at that. And I was like, in the last podcast, I was being so vulnerable. And the beauty is that with these women, I can be that. I can be that. And I don't have to be, you know, I can be the chillona. And, like, remember when Luis was like, Vero, you're a chillona. Vero chilla, ¿no es que es bien chingona?
Sí.
Pues las chingonas chillamos. I'm sorry. Like, yo sí chillo. Soy
I
bien
love
chingona,
that.
pero chillo.
That's a shirt.
You
Las
know?
chingonas chillamos.
Yes. Put it on a
Yeah.
t-shirt. I love it.
Put it on a tee.
Chilla ahorita
So-
mismo.
I'm just kidding. No, I told you guys I was going to get more water so I can, you know, refill my tears. But yeah, I mean, it's harder. And it's so much harder to do that as we get older and as we have kids. And for me, yo me aventé con los cuatro de una, and it's a lot more challenging that I think anyone could have painted the picture for me of it being. Pero me animé because all the women, all the moms around me just made it seem so effortless and so like possible that I was like, if they can do it, yo también puedo. Y es una chinga. It is so hard. And sometimes I feel defeated. And sometimes I feel like, okay, we got another day. We can be better. And that's what I aim for. Like, today wasn't great, but tomorrow can be better. You know, good, better, best. Today was good. Tomorrow can be better. And then the best days are coming, you know? So that's what I like to do. Get together with my gang, my girl gang, and you know, echarnos porras y darnos el ánimo que podemos seguir para adelante. Whether it be on a yacht, whether it be eating some fucking delicious tacos or sitting on a couch eating some ice cream, I'm good with all of it.
¿Sabes qué, Vero? Y así pasa. You were saying that you two live so close to each other. Dude, yo cuántos años no duré living with my parents, and Ara was just, like, right there, like, right around the corner, and we would never, like, see each other. So así pasa. In fact, I feel like now that we live further away from each other, like, I've seen her more often, and I still don't see her enough. Like, you know, we're still, you know, relatively close, but I don't see her enough. And it's like, you know, that's that friend that I want to see. We're making plans. Ahora que me acuerdo, we're making plans to go see Enrique Iglesias in December, I think. So hopefully that happens, because it's like on a Wednesday in San Jose. So lejitos, but we'll make it happen.
I promised Ara I was going to see her 3 times this year. So I have from now until December to see her 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah, I told him, like, we're going to see each other 3 times this year. And it hasn't happened. Pero I'm going to be up in the Bay the 9th of December because Julieta, we missed her folklorico thing for this, you know, this last weekend because we had our brunch. But it's a huge festival. They do this huge, beautiful folklorico festival. So I want to be there for her. And it's December 9th. So I'm going to try to book, you know, kind of create some spots to, like,
Oh, yeah. Y van a venir todos, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Pues ya nos ponemos de acuerdo. I forgot. Yeah, yo también hice planes así con Ara. I'm like, we're going to see each other. También dije que 3 veces because I'm like, once each quarter. I'm like, let's do once each quarter. And I think I only saw her the first quarter of the year. So, me faltan 2.
3 more. Te faltan 2.
You know,
Well, the
it's just
concert.
a matter of, and I want you to share, like, what you've been doing with your girlfriends, Ceci, so I'll let you share next. But I think it's just a matter of, like, You really have to put that effort in. So Vero is modeling that, like she's putting that effort in. Like my sister-in-laws and I get together for a monthly brunch, and it's something that the men used to do. So they were doing a Mariscos Brothers brunch, and after a while, Diego kind of felt like if he didn't plan it, it didn't happen. And then he said, you know what, I'm still going to be the one to plan it because I want to get together with the boys. And I thought that was really sweet of him to try to keep the boys once a month getting together. With the girls, we had talked about a brunch, and it's like we could have our own brunch. So then we got it going, and it does take like planning it. Who's going to be the next one to plan it before you leave that brunch that one day, like add it to your calendar for the next month. Like, si no, no se hace, you know? So we have a rhythm with the sisters now that it's like, we have to be better about when's the one next month, who's holding it, who's off, who's not off. Like one of my sister-in-laws is a bartender. And so we got to make sure that we are planning this at a time that works for her. And we make it happen. But it's like, you have to put the effort in or it'll die. You won't see people. You have to freaking remember to stop, put that shit on your calendar and put the effort in. So for anybody trying to get back reinvigorated, you said once a quarter, maybe it hasn't happened. Well, ahorita mismo, Ceci's texting out right now and telling her, esta vez, this quarter, let's do it. Antes de que se termine el año, like practice what we preach.
I'm actually texting one of the moms. Speaking of girlfriends, I'm texting one of the moms because me acordé de algo con ella. She, you know, we had a moment with her in the morning. We were kind of like there for her and whatnot. So I'm texting her like, hey, me acordé de ella, because earlier we were talking about the importance of sleep and just taking care of ourselves. But in light of all that, yeah, that's one. I guess I don't know what to call them. I guess they are my girlfriends. Like my new friends are the mom's friends that I made. My mom friends. That's what I call them. My mom friends from school. So we check in with each other in the mornings at drop off. So it's like something to look forward in the morning. And you know, we chit chat or whatever. And then we go off to, you know, work or whatever afterwards. I know some of them do yoga. I haven't done that because no me ha tocado, or usually do it on Thursdays. Thursdays I'm in the office, so I haven't done that. But I'll check it out with them. Uno de esos días to do yoga with them in the morning. And then what else have I done? And then one of the moms turned 40 a couple weeks ago, so we went out for drinks. But yeah, just kind of, I guess my local friends, they're my local friends because they're like literally walking distance. There's things here that are walking distance. Like the other day that we went out for drinks, I walked there and walked back home. So things like that. And Ara, yes, I'm going to text her también ahorita to say, hey, we have this concert being planned, but we do owe each other another, like a third gathering or visit with each other. Y no lo hemos hecho. So give me your availability, girlfriend.
What else have you been up to, Ceci? What else have you been doing that's filling your friend bucket?
Let's see. Well, I mean, we did, I guess this is not friend, it's colleague. We did a wellness training. ¿Cuándo fue? Wednesday. The whole La Raza staff. And that was really nice because they partnered us up with, they said, talk to someone that you usually don't talk to. So just talking to new people, your new colleagues, getting to know each other. We were talking about values, about things that, you know, that are hard at work, things that are, you know, make us stress out and things like that. So that was really good to do. And it was at this venue that I'm hoping, I'm like, oh, this is a good venue for us to have perhaps a como se dice, a vision board night. So, and it's really close to my office actually, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. I always share with you guys like things through our WhatsApp group. That's another way to stay in contact and check in with each other. Like, I'm doing this, I'm going through that. Oh my God, I ate this, or just crazy stuff que se me ocurre durante el día. That's what I like to do. What you were saying, Irene, that que Diego was like, you know, el que siempre planeaba los eventos. I feel like that with my cousin's like annual retreat. I'm like, ay, yo siempre soy. This year I pushed it to my cousin. I'm like, hey, you do it. I think the past 2 years I haven't done it. But I feel like if I don't initiate the conversations, nada pasa. And I'm like, I know this, actually, no, it did happen this year. But other year, it didn't happen last year. I'm like, yo no tengo tiempo ahorita. I'm like, si nadie puede, I'm like, I'm not going to initiate the conversation because I have too many things on my plate. So, yeah.
You know, it's interesting. It's like, who encourages the encourager? Some people are like major encouragers, and so they need someone to encourage them. So if you have someone in your life, this is the tip of the day. If you have someone in your life that makes things happen, that plans the fun party, that gets everybody together, do it for them. Be their person. Hype them up. Yeah, plan something for someone who's always planning something for you and your family, because that's important. I'm going to be hosting a lot of holidays here at my home for the family, and I do it with a lot of love and joy. And last year, my sister asked me if I would do Thanksgiving. I said, no problem. So this year, my niece asked me if I would do Thanksgiving. I said, yeah, no problem. And then my sister's daughter was like, wait, but didn't you host last year? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. You'll see con la misma línea de que we'll figure it out. She's like, wait, aren't you in Canada the day before? Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's all good. Just to get my family together, like, we'll do it. And then my sister last year hosted Christmas, and we do every other year. And my niece was telling me, she's like, my mom gets so stressed out. Can you just host every year? Yeah, no problem. Point is, if you are the encourager, do it con gusto. Don't be resentful. Be open to it. And also don't. Don't if you don't want to. If you don't want to be the host, you don't got to be the host. Also, if you don't want to go to 50 Thanksgivings and 27 Christmases because of family politics, you also don't have to. It's a weird time of year where people are going to be pulling on our agendas and bringing us together. And sometimes there's stuff you just don't want to go to. And there's people you've outgrown and friendships you no longer have. And that's okay too. No problem. It's at the tip of the day. No problem. Pero I'm looking forward to that for me personally, like hosting a lot of fun things. And that's why I wanted to have this holiday dinner with the GFSers. I was like, what's a good day? Let's get it on the calendar. Let's do a little poll. Ceci, te tienes que venir. Just come down, girl. Come down on the train. We're going to do a little holiday.
Isn't that the same weekend that Vero's coming or something? The 9th.
That's why I was like, the 8th would be perfect because I would be gone by the 9th. So.
Well, then we can do the 8th. We can stick to the 8th.
Si no se puede, no se puede. You know, like así pasa. It's okay.
We can stick to the 8th, Vero. That would work. Yeah. We can do the following weekend. We'll make it work. That's the point. We have to make it work.
The thing is that I just learned that we're going to try to do our Oaxaca trip. I thought it was going to be out of the question, and I think we're still going to try to push for our Oaxaca trip for this.
Oaxaca, no
I think I learned that even before you, because Aro me estaba diciendo, like, oh, parece que sí vamos a ir, vénganse. And I was like, vénganse? I'm like, ya no te había escuchado hablar de eso. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, because I was like, he just started a new job. I don't know if he's going to have time off. So I stopped, like, looking at things and, you know, doing all of that, assuming, under the impression, like, he's going to be under new job, how he's going to get time off, todo eso. So now it's like, do we do Oaxaca one week and then the next week will be Guatemala? Because his sister's going to be in Guatemala for January. So now we're deciding that. So I'm like, okay, so ¿qué vamos a hacer? So depending what goes on.
I have a tip. Don't do both because it's going to be freaking exhausting. Si nosotros con dos niñas this past summer que fuimos a Jalisco y luego a Bacalar y luego a Mérida y luego de regreso, I know it was too much. Aparte estaba haciendo mucho calor, so that was also draining. But still,
yeah.
Pero ustedes sabrán.
And Vero, you can't miss dinner. You can't miss our holiday dinner. So we will resend the poll. We will change the dates. We will make it happen. That's the point.
There was a mistake on the poll. There's only these 2 dates available.
He's like, Vero's out of town. She's a third of this gang. We have to make it work. Y tú te tienes que venir, Ceci. So we'll figure it out. But the point is, échenle ganas. Plan something good. Be around the people you love. Make sure they fill your bucket. This random episode is all about networking and love and family time. Any final thoughts before we wrap this short and sweet random episode, mis chulas?
There was something else that you were talking about the tip of the day. Y no me acuerdo qué fue, pero ya, se pasó. I just think I don't want to get you guys off the call. That's why.
Maybe not being around people you don't want to be around. Maybe we talked about that, or also just doing it without being resentful.
That like sometimes we feel so rushed in the holidays. Like in our last podcast we talked about like how do you like create a routine? How do you put time and you like put unplanned time in your calendar? Like right now, start like putting that in your calendar. Like hey, there's gonna be dinners. There's gonna be this, so that you are mentally prepared for it. And instead of canceling, you actually show up. So, and show up for the things that you want to show up. Es lo que iba a decir, like, hey, con tiempo tenemos ahorita. Empieza a decir, okay, ¿qué se va a hacer? ¿Qué lo hacemos? So that if you do go away for the holiday and come back just in time for, the day before Thanksgiving, that you're not like en chinga. It's just more like, oh, here's the plan. When we get back, this is all we need to do. Yeah. And you put it in your calendar and you're mentally prepared and you physically put yourself there and show up, dándole ganas.
Exacto. I think that's a really great tip, Vero. Like, plot it all out so you're not overwhelmed later. Because that does suck when you just have so much going on that then you can't even show up to things. So plan, take it easy, enjoy these holidays. We're getting into them soon. So this is almost the precursor to all of that. You're going to listen to this at the end of the month, which, by the way, will be right before the first major holiday. So happy Halloweeny. Que disfruten. We're actually going to not drop off until we talk about what our kids are going to be for Halloween, because I just want to know what your kids are going to be for Halloween. That's the last thing for the random show. Tell me what your babies are going to be, please.
My girls are going to be Wednesday. Both of them wanted to be Wednesday. So
Wednesday twins?
Wednesday
Aw.
twins, but with different outfits. Like one of them is going to be wearing the dress that she wears in the dance and like the series, the Wednesday series. They haven't seen the series, but they've seen the part where she's dancing. You know, that famous part. Con esta Jenna Ortega se llama la chava. So one of them's going to wear that dress, and the other one's going to wear the typical Wednesday dress. They want it to be Wednesday, and we usually do a family theme. So I'm going to be Morticia, y Luis is going to be Gomez, and I think Portos is going to be Cousin It.
Yay!
I love it.
I love it. What about you, Vero?
Oh my goodness, we're in between different costumes because the kids right now are super into like. First, we're gonna be Power Rangers, right? And then the kids like, oh, we're into this other thing, but we're like, maybe we should just do Chespirito, like we'll be El Chavo del Ocho and La Chilindrina and all of them. So I was like, oh, I don't know. And then the kids are also into Super Mario. So I need them to decide this week because we need to buy all of our costumes. I'm like, we know. So for sure, Fidelito would be the villain because he loves being he always wakes up and chooses violence. But he's always like, yo quiero ser el malo. Yo quiero ser el malo. And I'm like, why? Why do you want to be el malo? So he would automatically be King Koopa. He'll be Bowser. And then I was like, I don't mind being, I could be the short stubby one. I'll be Mario. You can be Luigi.
That's cute.
Gali will be Princess Peaches and Joaquin could be Luigi. And like, who's going to be, and then Maura would be Toad, So,
Oh, I love it. Do that. Don't change your mind. Do it.
So we'll see. That's probably the top one, the top one. But the kids they're always changing their minds. They just love, they love Halloween. So they want to just change it all the time. I'm like, yeah. So
I kind of remember Otto in either probably a Mario or Luigi costume back when. Remember we were talking about that Halloween party from whose house was that? Remember we're like, ¿de dónde salió ese rancho? I think he was dressed up as one of. I don't know. I remember him in a Mario and Luigi at some Halloween.
Him and Michael did dress up as Mario.
Okay, that's what it was then.
They did.
Yeah.
I interrupt this Halloween moment to bring you guys a little something from one of my previous clients. You guys don't know who this is. She's like, headed to one of the most important meetings I'll have as an Obama scholar, feeling all sorts of overwhelmed for this moment. This song centers me. It's a song que le mandé by Carla Morrison. She's like, thank you for sharing it and thank you for everything always. I'm reflecting on where I was 2 short years ago. I can't believe I'm here now. I love you, girl. You know who you are. You know who you are. I hope you hear this episode. Te quiero mucho. It brings chills and like so much joy and pride to me to know that you're here. See, we were just talking about homegirls today. That's for my homegirl. So tough love, cabrona. You know what that means? You know, if you're listening, what that means. It's for Halloween. Let's see. My son wanted to be letters. My son Noah, he wanted to dress up as a letter and his friends all be letters. And I'm like, what are you going to spell? He's like, nothing. I'm like, okay, now you're just throwing me off. This is the boy que nunca se quiere poner nada. Like last year, he wore a t-shirt that said, this is my Halloween costume, this t-shirt because I like candy. Like he's the funniest kid. The year before that, it was some random dragon thing that he will not do traditional Halloween costumes. So that's that kid. My daughter's going to be Harley Quinn and her good friend's going to be Joker. I already brought everything. It's super sexy. So who knows what the hell my husband's going to say when she sees her put those fishnet stockings on. He bought her the high top like Adidas or what are they? Converse. So anyway, she's going to be that. My high schooler's way too old, but he might do it. He dresses up. I am going to be in Mexico for Dia de los Muertos. So I don't know what the heck is going to happen here. So we're definitely not doing a family thing, but we were just talking about today that maybe the weekend after Halloween, we do like a little Halloween party. Te dejo saber, Vero, para que se vengan, because my kids are like, wait, we're not going to have Halloween together. So my family group costume is TBD because I'm going to be in San Miguel Allende for Dia de los Muertos Halloween vibes. I'm so excited. My family will be here. Hopefully trick-or-treating. Hopefully the little ones will still trick-or-treat with the neighbors in the neighborhood. So it's exciting. But anyway, happy Halloweeny to everybody. Send us your pictures of your families and your kids, please. Like tag us. We actually want to see. We love kids. We love families. We love great ideas. So tag us in that so we can see your family. And if you want us to share it, Level Up Latina families, we would love to share your cute family if you so want us to. Anyway, you know how to find us. Email us if you have questions or want to keep this conversation going. Our email is admin@leveluplatina.com. On Instagram and Facebook at Level Up Latina is our handle. We would love to hear from you, to get a review for our podcast. If you're listening, if you're enjoying it, please share.
that's really it. Nothing else to share. We're super excited for our next event. Tell us if you want a night of vision boarding, if you want to get together in January. Hell, we tend to get together in February, so we take the pressure off of January to have another event to bring us together, to think about our vision, to stretch our vision together. We're happy to host something like that for everyone. Tell us where you want that event to happen. Tell us if you want it on Zoom. Tell us if you want it in the Bay. Tell us if it's LA gang yet again. But that is it. Las quiero mucho. Happy Halloweeny. If you listen to this the week that it airs, it'll be the week before Halloween. Stay safe. Eat a lot of candy. And until then, don't forget to level up. Bye, chulas. Las quiero mucho.
Besos.
Besos, besos.